Hey everybody, so we were chatting in the Liam's Hobby Room Discord the other day about Zakuaurelius' new Old to Gold contest, and I thought I'd make a video detailing my entry. So in this video, we're going to be doing the 1:144 scale Wing Gundam from 1995. What's up everybody, my name is Liam and this is my hobby room. As you can see, things might look a little bit different around here. I've been doing some reorganization. So, the Old to Gold contest. So this contest piqued my interest because it encompasses pretty much all of what I really love about this hobby, which is using traditional modeling skills and creativity to make something look as good as it can, especially when it's Gundam, because that's my favorite thing ever. Zakuaurelius runs a really positive and relaxing Gunpla channel that I think is really fun and informative to watch. I've learned a lot from watching his videos. He's a talented modeler that I really respect, and me, along with a bunch of the other people in the Liam's Hobby Room Discord, which you can join, by the way, it's free, it's down in the description here, we've decided to give this contest a go, just for some fun, and support each other along the way. You might be thinking, wait a minute, you're already doing a nostalgia build, you can't have two, that's absurd. And you're right, but don't worry, we'll be coming back to my Wing Zero nostalgia build right after we finish this one. Unfortunately, I wanted to use Wing Zero as my entry, but I had already started before the contest was announced, so wouldn't really be in the spirit of fairness or in the spirit of the contest, so I'm doing the Wing Gundam instead. But I will be going right back to that video after I finish this one. So this video is going to encompass the build, the initial build of the kit, the original build. We're going to talk about some of the things I like about it, some of the things I don't like about it. We're going to talk about the modifications I plan to do, and then we're going to go over the articulation, the accessories, and the transformation. And then next time, we're going to do the modification and painting in one video. So I have to split it up into two. I got limited time. Anyways, so why don't we go take a look at what comes in the box. Okay, cool box art. This is one of the original Japanese boxes, not the ones that came over to the West, so that would be why there is very little English on it. I like the box art. This is fun. It's fun. I'm going to put it up here to inspire me. So let's take a look at what we're working with over here. Oh yeah, that's my contest entry stuff. That's me! That's me! I'll put this up here. Our instruction manual is going to be very basic, as you can see. Not a whole lot of sophistication in, I shouldn't say that, actually. There's just not a whole lot of complexity. Plenty of sophistication to be found. Some cool box art. Man, I remember these hitting the TV screens and being so excited. They had a really cool commercial with some lines from the anime and like some very edgy looking 90s folk being like, I'm a level 3 builder. I can't remember exactly the whole thing there. But anyways, that's cool. That will go over here for now, which is off camera, so I don't know why I'm even saying it. And here are some bags of runners. We've got two bags of runners. Pop this bad boy open. Oh man, I'm so excited for this build. So we've got our white parts. It's molded in an off-white color. This is a fairly classic kind of Gundam grayish color. There is some soft details, but they're not quite as bad. Ooh, that one's pretty rough. Hard to see, but there's a lot of flash and kind of like gooey looking plastic, so that's gonna take some doing. But as you can see here, a lot of this is in white when it should be in blue. There's gonna be a lot of masking, and I hope to do my best here and make this look as nice as it can. We've got our polycaps. You can see those lovely polycapped hands and those polycap joints here that we're gonna not be using those, so those can go over here. Here are the rest of our runners. As you can see, a little more colorful. We've got the gray of the Buster rifle and its tiny little handle. Man, that looks so strange. We're gonna be changing that up a bit. Also, its trigger, which is like non-existent. There's this tiny little filled-in trigger. These are the interesting leg joints. There are some kind of like layers on the plastic. It looks like the mold is probably breaking down for this, or at least it was when this was printed. We've got the rest of our blue parts. Great, everything looks fine. Got some very interesting depressions in the plastic. We're gonna have to fill those in with some putty. The shield is very hollow, as you can see here, so we're gonna have to fill that in. And the feet don't have a bend in it, that's fine. We might modify those a little bit. Let's see, everything else is, oh yeah, here we've got that peg for the shield. You know, I might actually end up leaving the peg this time. Not sure. I might replace it with a magnet, but yeah, we'll get there when we get there. And then last but not least, big old sticker sheet. Look at that. Got lots of white pieces and the blues. We're not going to be using any of these. Maybe this one. maybe, but I think we'll probably just cut our own. Even the eyes are a little wonky, so this is a fun little collector's piece. That's gonna go back in the box. Anyways, let's get building. Well, I made myself a little latte here. Oh yeah. Okay. So now that I'm building the kit here, I'm going to show you a trick that I use in pretty much every kit that I build, which makes modification a whole lot easier. And because I build everything with the intent to modify, even if I'm not necessarily going to end up doing it. But we have our two halves here, and they go together like so, with friction joints. Now, those can sometimes get a little tough to pull apart. A nice simple way to make it easy to disassemble your parts for easy modification later is to cut your friction pegs diagonally, like so. This isn't my idea, by the way. Lots of modelers do this, so I'm sure you'll see this repeated on other channels. This is just making sure I mention up top the basics. And then the other one is to take your hobby knife and very gently just kind of scrape out some of the friction socket. Now, you don't want to do too much because this is a reductive process. And if you do too much, then things will just fall apart on their own. But right now, there we go. It fits together really well and comes apart relatively easy. Here we are. So if you're modifying, you might want to try that on every single piece you're putting together that isn't going to be cemented, because obviously if they're cemented, they're not going to be coming apart. So there's just something to keep in mind. Now let's do our initial build of this model kit so we can take a look at what it looks like when it's all finished. Hey, me again. I just wanted to check in, see how you're doing. Doing good? Everyone okay? Want a little hug? If you're enjoying this video, I would really love it if you could like the video with the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel for tons of Gunpla content. There's a whole bunch. There's so much. I do this a lot, so it's nice to know that some people are watching. If you'd like to support the channel further and help keep the lights on, you can donate via Ko-fi. I'll put that in the description down below. And if you just want to get involved and join in the discussion and talk about Gunpla with a bunch of really cool modelers and fans of Gundam, check out the Liam's Hobby Room Discord. Okay, back to the video. Alright, so here are all our parts. I'm just going to snap these together real quick to show you what the kit is supposed to look like out of the box, and then we can talk about modification. And ta-da! Here we are! So snapped together right out of the box, the 1:144 scale Wing Gundam leaves a lot to be desired in the terms of modern engineering and all the frills that we're used to. But there's something so classic and charming about it that I can't wait to work on. It's the chunky proportions, it's the soft kind of rounded parts, all the edges are rounded as well. There's just not a lot of hard edges on this thing. The details, however, are also soft, so that's unfortunate. So we're gonna have to be doing a little bit of scribing there. I'm gonna be sharpening a lot of things. I've actually already sharpened the V-fin and angled it just a little bit with my file, so it will look a little bit better than it is out of the box. And now the plan and the goal of these nostalgia builds is to keep the majority of the kit as original as possible and only replace parts if I really have to, or if I'm going for a very specific finished look or something. But right now, I know the parts I'll be replacing are the joints in the elbows, the shoulders, the neck. I'll be changing out the hands as well. I'm going to modify the knee joints a bit and replace the thrusters because there's a little seam line running down them and they feature the polycap so prominently. I'd also like to modify the ankle joint and the ankle guard just a little bit to allow for a more natural stance. I'll also probably be modifying the hip joints, putting them on pegs, modernizing it a little bit, and then also installing a little action base port there. I'm gonna have to do something about this search eye on the chest because it's just yellow. So we'll do something about that so there's some clear green in there. I'm always tempted to insert a new face into the head, into the helmet there, but I think a lot of the charm comes through his face. So I'm probably gonna keep it. I think by widening the head kind of in the middle and angling the neck down a little bit, I can make it look a little bit more dynamic. And I want to take my time with these pieces, noting areas that need to be filled or otherwise modified with more plot plate or putty. So the Wing Gundam comes packaged with 3 major accessories. The first up is the Buster Rifle, and as you can see, it's quite small compared to, I guess, its more modern incarnation. The handle is weirdly small down here, and then there's the guy's got this little peg to attach to the nose cone shield in the transformation, which we'll go over in just a sec. It's very basic, spoiler alert. But yeah, the Buster Rifle's fine. Soft details, but we're gonna do some scribing, and obviously the seam line is... Actually, I'd say it's about cured now. I can start sanding it. So yeah, that's just going to take a little bit of work to get nice and snazzy, and some masking also on the bottom. Yay, fun. The nose cone shield is the second accessory here. As you can see, I've been sanding it and rescribing it, and just put some putty in here to cover up some mistakes that I made and some imperfections of the plastic. Boom, very hollow. So it's not very exciting looking. This part will plug into the backpack, and you can put the Buster Rifle on the bottom here. But yeah, other than that, it's completely molded in red. So there's not a whole lot going on here with this shield. So it's going to take a little bit of work. We're going to fill in the back with some plasticard plot plate. I'm going to use those terms interchangeably, but I think we all know what I'm talking about here. So I'm going to be modifying this a little bit. Last and certainly least, we have the white toothpick beam saber. It's got a pretty chunky beam blade, which is kind of cool. I am going to remove that and put a clear piece in there. So I guess all we really need to talk about is the handle, which is fine. So it's, it doesn't have anywhere to store on the kit. Normally it would store in the shield, so I might modify the shield to incorporate that. What happens in the show, if for those who are, for the uninitiated, I guess, is this bottom part kind of snaps open, and there's a little sleeve where this thing pops up and you can grab it out of there. So that I might do that, or I might just nestle it in the back and make it look like it does that. So we'll see. But yeah, that's beam saber. You're not getting a whole lot with that. So taking a closer look at the kit after it's all been put together, I really like it. I think it actually looks pretty cool. All right, now let's do an articulation montage. And that's it, but it does convert into mobile armor mode. Well, one of the arms fell off here, but you get the point. This is bird mode. So this is the Wing Gundam's long distance transport mode, which is just, gets it places faster. And that is a mobile suit lying down. Something interesting, I think, about mobile armor modes in general with the Gundam franchise is that a lot of them aren't necessarily supposed to disguise themselves. It's not like Transformers, where the idea is that you're not supposed to know it's a robot. This is just a form that it takes when it needs to get from A to B faster within atmosphere. It's a little more aerodynamic, I guess. Within the explanation of the universe, obviously an 18-meter transforming machine isn't going to be the most convenient weapon of war, but it looks super dope, and I think this is really cool. So, and it's a nice, easy transformation, which makes it look, makes it kind of fun to work with, and not, have to worry about anything like fiddling or falling off, except for the arm, which clearly did fall off, so I guess I had to worry about that. But anyways, we're done now, and now we're going to get to modifications. These kits are really special to me. This run specifically, man, I enjoy them so much. And yes, they're limited. Yes, whatever, they're old. There's something about them that is so charming and nostalgic. It's kind of the name of the game here. I really enjoy them, and I hope to find more. Hey everybody, that about does it for now. I'm running out of time for today, so we're gonna wrap this up, and then next time we're gonna do the modification and painting. I hope everybody enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed me working on my old to gold.
video. I mean, I knew much working on it. I just put it together and talked about it a bit, but next time we'll be working on it. And don't worry, those of you that were really interested in my nostalgia build Wing Zero, we'll be doing that right after I finish the next video, so that is coming as well. I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who watches my channel, who's joined the Discord and hangs out there, and who's donated to me on Ko-fi. Very, very kind of you. I'm so happy we can be doing all this together, because that is the best way to do anything, I think. So until next time, where we'll be continuing this Ultra Gold modification, I wish you well, and I hope you take care of one another, give your moms a hug, and I will see you guys next time on Liam's Hobby Room.